So what are you confirming?
That I'm going to allow vehicles to pass through here, and we want to make it very safe, where you can voice your opinions in a safe manner. Those are my words.
It's a court order. Can you go check with your legal? Because yesterday they stopped construction.
They are in contact with me. Yes.
So they've now reversed their order from yesterday afternoon.
Like I said, I'm just going to go on the last directions received, and that was.
And you won't tell me who directed the.
I said, I'm here.
No, but you won't tell me who directed you.
Well, if you want that, you would go through the Deputy Commissioner of Public Information at One Police Plaza for a public inquiry, you or your attorney.
Okay.
That cause is paramount to this cause. They hold hands, they hug, they don't even cuddle right now. No matter how much money Gaza Adea raises today, in 5 years' time it will be underwater, just like every single one of us here. Just like the 7 precincts, it's like the 9 precincts on Avenue C. Every single thing that you see here will be missing. Oh wait, I'm sorry. Let me correct that statement. Because the debris that they clean up with these for order are going to kill all those fishes. So this will be a wasteland, uninhabitable, and tribe to build a new artificial island like the little island of Town. I want you guys to know that parking is children free. And by celebrating each road for cars. And it's trying to kill every single one of us for profit. That's all I have to say. If anybody would like to take the megaphone.
I'm not calling Mike, I'm not talking wrong, but I don't have the
This is land that was stolen from the Indigenous people, and we want to recognize that we are on stolen land, and it's being done over and over again. This was actually a site of a massacre of Indigenous people in 1643. There is, and this is sacred land, and we have to acknowledge that and respect that. A very important community, long-time community member. So here's Wendy. Hi, everybody. Can you hear me? Yeah. Good. I'm the first woman married on the Statue of Liberty. That was 40 years ago. I love that monument. No, it's not going anywhere. I'll hold it closer. Thank you. Okay, so I want to just say plants protect people. Some people are raising the false dichotomy of plants versus people, but that is incorrect. Plants help people. right across from where 9,000 people live. They're going to be the first affected, maybe even this summer, and it's going to happen every single summer. Today is what day? Who knows? December 11th. What is the temperature? Is it 60, 65? Are we breaking yet another record? Winters are also going to be heating up, as we're already seeing, faster and faster. So don't undercut heat as a primary climate killer for our community. This is throwing flame on the fire, or fuel on the fire, right? We have no more filters. So these 50 million cars that are on the FDR are unfiltered. It's affecting people's hearts, brains, and lungs, their whole lives. This is our whole community. And I want to underscore what the last person was saying about the flooding in the East Village along Avenue C. Many of the places flooded were affordable housing that are HDFCs. They are and Mitchell-Lamas. These are not covered by the same federal rules that protect the NYCHA buildings that are already getting FEMA, resiliency, and repairs. Just walk over to Beirut, and what you'll not see is the nearly 300 mature trees they cut down just over there. You will see most of their green space is cordoned off. It's been that way since 2019. Now they're losing their backyards. Our community has the lowest rate of activity, the very high rate of COVID, very high rate of asthma and other air issues. How is ESCR, is currently planned going to help? I myself am a senior citizen. I have a broken arm. I'm not going to be able to walk to this park and get fresh air like I've been doing for the last 2 years, keeping my health together. How are all these people, many of whom do not have anywhere else to go year-round, this is their vacation home, where are they going to go? How will the city preserve health? How will this project impact climate health? This is absolutely critical to all of our futures. Thank you all for being here. Thank you. Tamara, can you stand here and I'm going to stand on this side? No, yeah, well, yeah. You want to bring the pup and the child in? Come on in, pup and child. Pup and child, okay. I'll just hold it very close and I'll hold it. I brought my daughter here today, who, as soon as she saw the damage that's been done, she burst into tears. It's a large population that we're not thinking about. A generation of children that are going to miss out on this outdoor space. They're going to have to stay on the other side of the FDR for much of their childhood. So we are robbing them of what they are entitled to. Soccer fields, baseball fields, football fields, basketball courts, what accommodations are being made for our kids to have this outdoor recreation. City kids do not have many opportunities to be outside, to play team sports. They can play in a gymnasium, that's about it. This park is being taken away from our youth. And it is shameful that it hasn't been addressed. Our children have not been addressed. The administration has provided no alternatives. Nothing, even though they're supposed to. They provided one crappy little yard of unrolled grass, which they have yet to open. We still have no access to it. So now we have no park and we have no alternative. This is such an injustice. This is not how the city is supposed to be treating us. They're supposed to be taking care of our children. After a pandemic, when our kids have been inside for almost 2 years, they need outdoor space. They're wearing masks all day in school. Let them come outside and breathe, and not breathe pollution and dust and dirt, which is going to be infiltrating all of the buildings across this river that have a higher incidence of asthma in children already.
the other neighborhoods that have had flooding. Not Queens, which was drowning in the last storm. Not Brooklyn, not downtown. They're not experimenting with anybody who has tons of money. They're rolling over these people, and that is environmental racism. And incoming Mayor Adams needs to be paying attention to us. Where is he? He claims to be interested in environmental racism and having a position on it, but he's ignoring us. He's talking, he's traveling, this, that, he's putting together groups, we have panels, but we haven't heard anything from him. We need Mayor-elect Adams to pay attention to us, take a stand, look into it, make sure an oversight committee is put into place. Don't leave us in the wake.
Yeah. Sorry, I've been up since 5:30 this morning calling the police department and anyone else I can think to get out here to try and stop this destruction. My name is Kathryn. I'm of counsel to the East River Park Action Association. And to my left is the lead counsel on this. So the city has told us, and the police department told me, that they were informed that the TRO, the Temporary Restraining Order, that we thought we had from the Court of Appeals, the highest court in the state of New York, that said they had to stop construction. They decided that was a mistake. They said that the attorneys, all the attorneys, which would have included myself and Arthur, had a conference with the judge, and the judge said the TRO was a mistake. So that's why the police will let the construction in, and why they literally come in like gangbusters and just bulldoze everything they could get to. And they are in violation of an order from the highest court in the state. I don't know, you want to go?
Bullshit. My name is Arthur Schwartz, A-R-T. Hear me now?
Yeah.
My name is Arthur Schwartz, A-R-T-H-U-R-S-C-H-W-A-R-T-Z. There is an order in effect. There is an order in effect from the court, and it says the application for a TRO staying construction pending determination of the underlying motion is granted. Right here. Right here. We're going to walk over and hand it to people. Last Tuesday, the judge in the Court of Appeals reinstated this order. Because it was lifted on November 30th, and he said the order of November 30th is voided, pending further determination of the Court of Appeals. Everybody understood what it meant. That is why construction stopped on Tuesday at 9:30 a.m. because that's when we got this. And it stopped on Tuesday, and it stopped on Wednesday, and it stopped on Thursday. And then on Thursday at 6 o'clock in the evening, a lawyer named Mackenzie Philo, I'll repeat her name, Mackenzie Philo, she called up and said, you know, we changed our mind. We don't think construction is stopped. We're going to start in the morning. It was an underhanded move. I am sure it was an underhanded move developed by our mayor, our soon-to-be former mayor, Bill de Blasio. Because to call your opponent at 6 o'clock on the night before you're going to violate an injunction and say, we're doing it in the morning, too bad. It's putting us in a situation because the Court of Appeals doesn't have electronic filing, unfortunately. we have to overnight papers to Albany is despicable. It's despicable by a lawyer. It's despicable by de Blasio. We have filed those papers. I have copies if the press wants it. We have an order to show cause that will be at the court at 8:30 on Monday morning, seeking to hold the city of New York in contempt.
Yeah! Hell yeah!
The city of New York needs to be held in contempt. This harkens back to the days when former Commissioner Banks got an order that the city should stop housing homeless people in offices, and they went ahead and did it anyway. The city was held in contempt. Well, here we're going to do it in Albany on Monday. And I'm going to walk up to police officers and construction people and hand them copies of this and say, "What's your name? I'm adding you to the motion." Because they can't do this. But they came up with a strategy. They came up with a strategy. One of the most underhanded strategies I've seen in my 40 plus years as a lawyer. Hit them at 6 o'clock the night before, say we're going to go ahead in the morning, and F you, we go to court and stop it. You can't do it until Monday. This project is going to stop. It's going to be stopped on Monday morning. But unfortunately, the trees that have been cut down, probably scores of trees by Monday morning, won't be able to come back. De Blasio should get out of this project. He should pass on the issue to the courts. He should pass on the issue to Mayor-elect Adams. Let him review all the arguments that this community has. Even the New York Times said earlier this week that de Blasio had built community consensus about another plan, and then unexpectedly, and without any consensus in the community, had opposed the plan that we now see going on with bulldozers over here.
Bullshit!
Thank you.
Okay, our next speaker is Yu Ling.
Yeah, I'm a patient. You gotta get spaced in.
You guys hear me? Okay? No. So, I represent Lower Manhattan. I have a section of the East River Park in my district, but, I wanted to say that, I'm actually calling today on Mayor de Blasio and the Department of Design and Construction to immediately halt the reduced construction at East River Park.
Woo! Yes!
It is proceeding in direct violation of a clear court order. I'm appalled that the mayor and his team would toss aside a temporary restraining order granted by the Court of Appeals, but this is sadly emblematic of elected officials who view themselves as above the law and above accountability. I want to recap. Last Wednesday, appeals court judge Roland D. Wilson stayed a lower court ruling that allowed the city to continue its construction. In simple English, Judge Wilson told the city to stop everything that it was doing. Judge Wilson also set a hearing for December 20th, which is very soon, to hear the city's response to its order stopping work at East River Park. Instead of adhering to this, Mayor de Blasio and his team ignored both Judge Wilson and the law. That is wrong. It is corrosive to our legal system, and it is an insult to New Yorkers who expect our public officials to conduct themselves at the highest standards of respect for the law and our communities. In the case of East River Park, our city failed its residents at every level.
Yes!
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 Hey! The city's effort to muddy the issue and deceive New Yorkers reeks of desperation. The facts of the case are clear. Judge Wilson issued a temporary restraining order halting work. The mayor chose to ignore it, just as he has chosen to ignore our voices on issues such as borough-based jail, Two Bridges Towers, Rivington House, and many others. As activists and community residents seek legal protection from the mayor's impunity, I will continue to demand real accountability from the mayor's office, just like I did yesterday, and EDC, just like I've done for all of the times that we've had our meetings. And in the meantime, all work at East River Park must stop pending the judgment of the court next week. I want to thank all of the community members and activists who actually reached out to me to report the shocking breach of public trust and legal ethics, and I commit to remaining in this fight until our city finally respects both the will of the people and their legal obligations. Thank you.
Yes.
On the state level, I have often said that we believe, both my colleague and I on the state level have said, and said repeatedly, that we believe that there has to be state aviation rights exercised here. We have said it on repeat, and I want to make sure that we say it again here for the Thank you so much. All right, thank you so much. Okay, so I just want to say something briefly, and then we can take questions. Thank you to our lawyers who are doing this on the legal front. Thank you. Thank you for all your hard work. And also, the community has been on the ground. Park defenders have been arrested. Over the last few weeks, many park defenders have been arrested fighting to defend this land. This struggle is about land. We need more New Yorkers to know about this. Tell your neighbors, tell your friends. Two park defenders were arrested yesterday attempting to deliver the temporary restraining order document to the construction workers. Another park defender was even arrested this morning. The city is working as fast as possible to cut as many trees as possible. Right now, Saturday morning, in the rain, they are cutting trees because they know that eventually they will be stopped. And the construction company might get fines or they might be reprimanded, but unfortunately, they'll just pay it because money, that's just money to them. But the trees, these are 80-year-old trees. We need all New Yorkers to tell your friends, and we're inviting all New Yorkers to come and join East River Park Watch right here. Enter at Houston Street, just south of the Houston Street entrance, inside East River Park at these gates. We will be here. Whenever work is being done, we will be here fighting to deliver this document to halt work. We will be here Monday through Friday and on the weekends. When they're working on the weekends, we will be here. Tomorrow we're having a community gather right here at 2 p.m. Tell your friends and show up. We need to grow this movement. East River Park Watch.
This is the people's park.
Okay, so
The people's park. The people's park.
and after the press conference, please stay around to talk more. All right, so should we take? Do you want to sing a song? We have other community groups here that also want to talk about other land defense struggles. So,
Question.
okay, go ahead. Question.
So can you be specific? What federal agencies or police, internal affairs, IDA, can be contacted to actually oversight this, including FEMA fraud, because some of this money is coming from the federal government. How come we can't go ahead and somehow stop this weekend with the right agency?
The money actually comes from HUD.
They have an internal, their own internal jurisdiction. Fraud.
I would say the issue here, all energy should be focused on the mayor's office, the police commissioner, the parks commissioner.
But they're ignoring us.
But they're the ones giving the orders. The construction workers yesterday showed the directive from the Department of Design and Construction saying, go ahead and do the work, and that's who we have to put pressure on.
But who's above them?
The courts, that's our position. It says, injunction granted. I circled the words, granted.
And who enforces the injunction?
It should be enforced by the New York City Police Department, whose commissioner and whose mayor has told them to ignore it. We're going to hand it out to the police, get their names, and ask them if they wanted to be held in contempt.
There's got to be more.
All right, I just want to point
militia. When you're talking, you want to know who to call? Yeah, maybe IAD might work. And also, I did put in a call to the marshals with the Court of Appeals to let them know that one of their orders was being violated. But we're going to have to wait until we get the motion for contempt signed, I think, on Monday. But that's what we're dealing with.
The question was, why are we all here defending this land? And so the East Side Coastal Resiliency Plan is a land grab. It's obvious. The plan is designed to fail. Anyone who looks at it, it's obvious. Cutting down 1,000 trees in this neighborhood is a death sentence. It's a suicidal mission. We will suffocate without these 1,000 trees. It's our only protection from the vehicular exhaust from the SDR. Our neighborhoods are high rates of asthma. Without these trees, we're doomed. So we're here to defend the land and to say hands off the trees. We need flood protection. Absolutely. We want flood protection. And we want a version of the community-backed plan that did not involve committing ecocide and destroying a vital 50-acre biodiverse park that is highly used by mostly working people.
Just one other thing, so you understand. I live directly across the FDR Drive. One of the buildings in my co-op flooded during Superstorm Sandy. If I thought that this was the only thing that would protect my home, I wouldn't be out here fighting it. Right. It's very clear that they have some other subterfuge that they're aiming at that doesn't have anything to do with protecting everybody's homes. Why did they work with us for 4.5 years to come up with a plan for the city then to go dark and come back with a completely different plan a few months later? And they're running through this like, you know, it's like bulldozers. They're just bulldozing everything. And what's the hurry? Why not let Mayor Adams weigh in on this?
What's the maximum you stay in jail if we block people going in and out?
There is no way to know if you're arrested being a park defender attempting to deliver the TRO. We have no idea.
I mean, lay down in front of the cars going back and forth. What stops us?
My question is for
Plan on Monday in Albany. Our papers will be delivered at 8:30 in the morning. Whether the city responds or not, it's up to them. They were served yesterday. They were served yesterday evening. We sent it yesterday evening. The judge will consider it. I'm not sure whether he will. Judge Wilson will ask for us to weigh in at a conference or not. He didn't last week. He signed it right away. The same day we submitted it, he signed his TRO. I have a feeling that he's going to do the same thing on Monday. We should hear sometime in the middle of the day on Monday. Unfortunately, that will be 4 days of tree destruction.
We'll take a few more questions from the press. Is there any more questions from the press? Okay. Billy has a statement. So, who's one of the main folks fighting in the struggle for land defense on Governor's Island?
Hi, I'm testing. Working? No. Testing. Oh, thank you. Hi, I'm Roger Manning, co-founder of Governor's Island, co-founder of the Metro Area Governor's Island Coalition, MAGIC, with Allie Ryan standing over here. And we're fighting a similar fight out on Governor's Island. We have a lawsuit that's been filed. But essentially, de Blasio, in defiance of the court order, is trying to make destruction of East River Park irreversible, the 11th hour of his reign of terror, of upzonings and public land still out throughout the city. The complete disregard of publicly supported, thoroughly researched resiliency plan for East River Park in order to clear the way for an extremely destructive, corrupt top-down scheme is consistent with the current city administration prioritizing the financial gains of developers and who knows who else, or the well-being of current and future citizens and wildlife of New York. Louder? it's typical of what's going on all across the city, on Governor's Island, also Inwood, Soho NoHo, Two Bridges, Seaport, Crown Heights, Botanical Gardens, Sunnyside, Gowanus, Penn Station, Sunset Park, Elizabeth Street Garden, and just everywhere. Magic is total solidarity with East River Park.
Governor's Island. Yeah. Solidarity with Governor's Island. Okay. So this is Billy. This is Billy, another very amazing, important East River Park defender.
Hi, I just wanted to explain a little bit more. I wanted to explain a little bit more about the project because the worst of it is yet to, not the worst of it, more of it. Closer.
Really close to your mouth and
Louder.
What? Loud. Closer to your mouth, louder.
closer to my mouth and louder. Okay.
There you go.
The other half of this plan is that 750,000 tons are filled, mostly concrete and other things, to raise the park. It's 1 million tons of dust and fill for years and years, which is the most antithesis of resiliency that you can think of. And the fact that there's been no new environmental impact study, the amount of dust, it's the antithesis of resiliency, and they're not really, this park protected everybody from storm surge. It's really only had 3 feet of flooding. So, but they're not talking about the street flooding. It's not really flood protection, and it's really about bringing in this fill over a very unstable bottom, and it's a very, very risky $2 billion project that has no review, no oversight. There was no environmental engineers in the room, and they left out, and not yet in this contract, is about the drainage and controlling the storm sewers, like all the most important environmental issues. This park was resilient and saved us as it is.
Yes. Billy.
Oh yes, and well, the fill is supposed to come with barges, but then there's periods where they can't use barges because of fish laying eggs, certain fish and habitat, which means these 1 million tons of fill will be brought in by trucks. And the amount of dust, there's no way to control that amount of dust. And the asthma rates, the moms here are afraid for their children's lives. And a health social expert has said this will kill people. And there is resilient plans that were in place that they abandoned. They said it was too expensive. The Blue Wave plan, which was community driven, which sent over the FDR, which finally would have mitigated the asthma rates in this community. So this is just the worst plan for every reason. Thank you.
We're going to have Tonto, a very important community member, come up and speak now, but Tim is reminding me to say that without these trees, we are going to roast here. These trees reduce the temperature dramatically for our neighborhood. And without these 1,000 mature trees, they're 80 years old, these trees. Without these trees, we are guaranteed more heat-related deaths without the protection of these trees. These are thousands. And these trees will never grow back. 1,000 trees, 80 years old, will not happen because little saplings will struggle to survive with the extreme weather conditions that we face from climate change. It is extraordinarily difficult for saplings to even get to be 80 years old. And Kathryn's reminding me that the plan, the supposed plan for rebuilding the park includes concrete and astroturf that will further increase temperatures and harm our health.
Like the park at 37th Street along the water. Go visit that and you'll see
Tonto's going to speak,
what our
and
future is.
Kathryn, if you want to speak again after.
Plants protect people. Plants protect.
My name is Tonto. I've been here through everything. Since the Blue Wave project was before Sandy. They was going to fix up the parks, fix up the bridges, and fix up the bench at the Con Ed. There was plans, but the first plan we agreed to was building over the highway to make the park bigger.
Yes.
It was going to be like 20 feet high.
Bury the FDR, not the park.
So what's going to happen now, if you build this park 8 feet, the FDR is going to turn to a canal with all the water going to it, because then they're going to fix the flood with drainage. They had a plan to build over the bridge, to build over the highway, and they was going to build a big, huge tub underneath this park that goes around 50 feet under the ground, so all the water could be stay there and come out. They do that. They did that in Whitestone, Queens. I don't know if you know about the area. It always used to flood. It's because they just put a big tub in one of the parks over there. So parks so huge you don't care where you built the park. But I'm just saying to you, I've been hit with so many plans that I got sick and tired of going. First was they rebuilt by designs. After that, then there was this plan that we got from the mayor. I was going to meetings and meetings and meetings, and they were feeding me to bribe me. There was pictures, cars on the water in the daytime. The water didn't come here at daytime. I was here at 6 o'clock. It came 7 o'clock. The water came. So how do we take pictures in the daytime? It's because flooded. The water left. I'm just saying to you, just get your facts straight. Not for the politicians, for the people, for the neighborhood that wants to talk. There's a lot of people afraid because they don't want to lose their homes. They don't want to lose the farmers because there's not 10 leaders in neighborhoods want to kick them out for no reason. I could prove it because go to the Alex houses, there's a lot of empty apartments there. They could do drugs there, but they don't still kick you out. But you've got to be kicked out with drugs, but 10 leaders, whatever, they cover them up because they're getting money from them. That's one thing about these trees, they're beautiful trees. You take away these trees, you're gonna be like the South Bronx. No trees, asthma. Pollution, everything like that. Depression. And anxiety attacks. There's one thing with anxiety attacks. If you go to the anxiety attacks, you go to a doctor, they're going to tell you to blow in the bag because I'm sorry, your insurance doesn't cover it. The depression is a different story. They give you a pill and say, oh, go get drunk and get high, whatever, you know. But I'm just saying to you, this is our part. What's here with viruses? That's what we came over here for because we couldn't go no place because the transportation was for essential workers. Couldn't go no place. We don't have cars to go any place. We don't have money to go to tours. We don't have anything to go ships. We don't have money to go any place. That's why I fought for a long time to have their cars too for low-income people. I'm fighting for everybody.
Can we hear from the girl? Yes, let's hear from
And
her.
then we're going to have our young person, and then Mark is going to speak. You want to come over here? What's your name?
Ruby, go.
Ruby? Virginia. Okay, everybody. This is Virginia, a park defender who has been out at many protests. So it's great to see you again, Virginia. And I will just hold the mic close to your mouth. And yeah, Virginia!
Why are the police arresting people that are doing their job for them? Because if they're breaking the law, letting people cut down all the trees and going against the sign that says that people aren't allowed to cut down the trees, why are they arresting people who are doing their job for them?
Yes, that is a very good question. Thank you so much, Virginia. So, sure. Is there any more? Let's make sure we get any more questions from the press for our lawyers before, they have to get back to work. So let's do questions from the press. Sure.
So, although they're talking down 1,000 trees, DDC says they're planting 1,800 trees in its place. Can you kind of help explain what your guys' concern there is?
Sure, I could. Do you want to answer that or you want me to?
What's a lawyer?
You want it? Okay, Arthur will respond and then another park defender, Taj will. Okay.
Look at the trees around you. These trees are 2 or 3 stories tall. They've been around 30 or 40 years.
80.
Some of the trees that they're cutting down today are 80 years old. In 5 or 6 or 7 years, they're going to plant saplings. Brand new trees. They will not replace 80, 60, 50-year-old trees. So to say that what we're going to plant in 7 or 8 years is going to replace a tree cover that we have now is absurd. Any botanist, any scientist, any rational thinking person would be able to tell you that.
It will be 7 decades.
These trees were planted in the 1930s.
It will be 7 decades.
We'll just reiterate what Arthur said, and then Taj is going to respond as
it potentially could be decades before they're able to acquire that much fill. Let's say they do acquire that fill, despite the supply chain shortage, they bury this all in 10 feet of fill. They will plant little trees. Saplings struggle to grow in the face of extreme weather. With extreme weather, it is very unlikely that that quantity of trees will grow to be 80 years old. If that ever does happen, all of us here will be dead and our bodies will be disintegrated. If that ever happens, we will not see this quantity of mature growth in this area ever again in our lifetimes once the city demolishes this park and clear cuts 1,000 mature trees. This is ecocide, and The Hague is about to add that as an international crime. Ecocide is about to become an international crime. Bill de Blasio can be taken very soon. De Blasio can be taken to The Hague for the crime of ecocide. So Taj is going to respond now, and we could take any more questions from the press.
I'm from Bed-Stuy, from Brooklyn, New York. I heard that the people cutting down the trees are 80 years because Bill de Blasio does not have any cutting. They will shut down the whole park: basketball, tennis court, track field, and soccer field, and baseball field, and football field. They have no choice to play in the field. There are many people that got no runners. There will be runners that shut down the park for 5 to 10 years.
Thank you, Todd. Another community member and park defender.
How you doing, everyone? My name is Mark Shushkevich. I am a politician in South Brooklyn, but I have been here and I have been following this issue because it is wrong. And if this was happening in my neighborhood in Shore Road, I would want people to fight for me. And I want to make it clear to the people in the media that this is not just about the trees, okay? Aside from the trees, 1,000 of them, and the air quality already being bad between the traffic of the cars, Con Ed being here, it's also a mental health issue. Yes. Many of the residents here, including over 100,000 NYCHA residents, they don't go to a Florida home for the winter. They don't escape to the Hamptons during the summer. This is their escape. Some of them can't even afford a gym membership. This is where they go to exercise. This is where they go for fresh air and sunlight and an escape from all the craziness, especially now. We have suicides at an all-time high because of the pandemic. How many people are going to be killed because they're destroying this park? Okay, the original plan was supposed to be 3.5 years to shut down one lane of the FDR.
Yes.
3.5 years. A lot cheaper and a lot shorter than the 5.5 years of destroying the entire, most of the park. Okay? Yes. And de Blasio has been in bed with developers since day one. So everyone here has a right to be suspicious when he says that they're going to build back better. We've heard the saying, build back better before, and that turned out to be a lie. So we're a little bit skeptical because there's a good possibility that after this is destroyed, the developers will come in and say, oh, well, the city doesn't have any money. We're going to go and put up some high-rise properties with a few units of affordable housing, and we'll still have some park space. That's a very good possibility that once it's destroyed, it's easy for politicians to change their plan and say the city doesn't have any money. Yeah. Yes. It is definitely a land grab. So people have a right to be suspicious. And all the construction workers here and everybody that's just doing their job. Doing your job is not an excuse when your job is wrong. Okay? You cannot pay me enough money to destroy my city, and that's exactly what these people are doing here. And that's exactly why they need to stop, and everyone throughout New York City needs to fight for this issue. Just because it's not in your neighborhood doesn't mean that it doesn't affect your city. Thank you.
Brooklyn represent! Brooklyn represent! Thank you. Thank you so much. Okay.
We need alienation.
So we're gonna continue the community speak out. So if Neighbors. Okay, here you go.
Neighbors.
Check, check. Hi, everyone. I'm Kay. I'm one of the younger park defenders. I've been here since the summer. I'm a local artist. My family has lived in Baruch since the 50s. A lot of you may know my grandmother Zoraida, who passed away. I just wanted to add to a couple of the talking points that were brought up earlier. The first being the heat. NYU did a study within the last 2 years of West Harlem. And on average, West Harlem is 33 degrees hotter than Central Park West year-round.
Yep.
They are going to create another West Harlem right here.
Yep.
The trees being the fact, these specific trees take, on average, 5 to 7 years to grow. No, 10 years to go 5 to 7.
Well, I'm going to put it at your feet.
There you go. He's been delivered his subpoena. You will be delivered a subpoena eventually. You know that,
Officer Henry 26381.
He will be delivered a
Henry
subpoena too eventually.
26381.
Guaranteed.
Officer Vega 5217.
You will be delivered a subpoena.
Let me see the name. Mark Queen.
Professional action by a cop.
They're all new. They're brand new cops. I talked to them all before. They don't send experienced people here.
Number 14558.
14558.
Not that they're bad people,
Sir,
but
you're going to be added on.
Their superior officer is at the 17th precinct. I think they should be considered, forgot the name.
Okay, thank you. All right, I just served the 3 officers here, Officer Henry, Officer Vega, and Officer Markle, with this order granting the staying of construction pending determination of an underlying motion.
Oh, you can go, but we have your name and your number.
I have served them with the order to show cause for contempt. Their names are going to be added to it, and every officer and every construction worker we come upon today is going to be served with these papers and will be added to the lawsuit so that they can answer in court on Monday.
Did they just drop the papers?
They wouldn't accept them. They wouldn't accept them. I put them on their feet. They're served. They could say they're not served. We have it all on videotape.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're littering. They're littering the park.
Our 17th precinct.
This is a great opportunity to have Fox News right on.
What's your name, officer?
Officer Merkel.
Okay. What's your number?
14558.
Thank you. Officer, what's your name?
Vega 5217.
Thank you. What's your name, officer?
Henry 26381.
Thank you.
This park has saved my life. I've seen my flies, the hawks. I have seen beautiful little bumblebees in this park. These trees nourish me. These trees nourish my dog. What is behind us right now is a crime scene. Hell yeah! This is the inability of our cold-faced mayor who looks like he's constipated all the time to really listen to the will of the people. This is a land grab. Don't kid yourself. There's going to be a huge auditorium back there.
Here today with my family, see my children, but when my children speak. I sit here every day this week. When I ran for city council, our number one priority is to save the park. Back in 2019, we were with my children.
Hey, fucking
front of you, you are in violation of New York State law by not honoring a New York State Court of Appeals order. You're civilly responsible, and if you haven't been taught this at the academy, you need to go back. Are you going to take this from me? Here, you've been served.
What's your name, officer? What's your name, officer? And what's your number? What's your number, officer?
Looking at it.
You have to tell me.
17488.
17488.
in front of the gates, just so that we're all together visually, so that when these images are going actually around the world.
What's your name, officer? Please tell me your name. What's your name?
Right here.
Portier, what's your number?
Right here.
Can you tell me your number, please?
Don't you see?
You have to tell me your number.
30902.
Thank you. Officer.
Yes, sir. Hold on. Let me put my head on.
Okay. When somebody asks you, you have to tell your name and your number. You can videotape me. I'm not doing anything illegal.
I'm not doing anything illegal, too. Yeah. All right.
And just because I'm filming, you don't have to do that. So this officer is filming me just because I wanted to know her name and her number. That's why she's filming me. As you can see, she's filming. She didn't want to tell me her name and her number.
Okay, I'm ready.
I got your face already, officer.
Oh, it's okay.
You don't have to cover your face. Okay, what's your name?
My name is my name is right here. Officer Chen from the Sun Prison.
And what's your number?
Right here. Can you read?
No, tell me your number.
I don't have to tell you the name. Everything's here. I cannot cover it, but I don't have to tell you.
When somebody asks you,
yes, a question not harassing me, or you gonna ask me?
Just for asking your name.
Okay, yeah, I tell you, my name is Officer Chen.
And what's your number?
My number?
Yeah.
Right, 15585. Right here, everything's here.
15585.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And let me ask this officer. Hello, officer.
Hey, how are you?
What's your name?
My name is Officer Wong.
Yeah, and what's your number?
Show number 3147.
3147. Yes. Thank you. This officer, she's still filming me just because I'm asking names and numbers.
save the trees, save the trees. We will save the trees, save the trees. We will save the trees, save the trees. Leave the children alone. We will save the trees, save the trees.
Leave the children alone.
Save the trees. We will save the park, save the trees. We will save the park, save the trees. We will save the park, save the trees. We will save the park.
Officer Vega, Officer Vega.
We will save the park, save the trees. 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 We will
This is intruder, so I'm going to let him drop the price of the bill.
So we're here to deliver this temporary restraining order. We're here to deliver this temporary restraining order. The contractors are violating this temporary restraining order. We're here to deliver 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 this temporary restraining order.
She jumped the bed. That's why it's not my ear. Yeah, that's how do you get it? Because she jumped the bed. So that is intruder.
Temporary restraining order.
Yes, from the express.
We're here to deliver this temporary restraining order. We're here to give the construction workers this temporary restraining order. temporary restraining order. For the temporary restraining order. How are you doing? To get arrested and not work. Just fixing it. Are you going to be coming back tomorrow? You're coming back tomorrow? What time? Early, right? Early. I hope.